Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at some more of the Bitcoin and blockchain related stocks. So first up, let's take a look at SRAX. It's breaking out here above high close resistance. You have RSI and Fasto in the overbought power zone, a bull cross on 80X here. And so this has been on a multi-day run. It's going on a 6-day run here. The break above the closing price on the 17th on Wednesday of last week was signaling more upside potential, and then there was really nice follow through on Friday. So yeah, currently the candles are busting through the upper Bollinger Band. If they do pull back, this EMA 4 at 587 is the first support level. If it pulls back below that, you really want to see the high close back here at the $5 level turn into support. That would line it up with EMA 8. You know, getting really steep here on MACD. Notice how the MACD line's super steep on both time frames. So yeah, it's pushing really hard. If you look here at the weekly chart, each candle on this chart represents 1 week of trading. You could see how it started this new uptrend back here in September with the close above the middle Bollinger Band. That's the dotted purple line. Then it got above the 50-week moving average here. Currently at 256 back here in October, and then finally this week it broke above the 100-week moving average, which is at 486, and then the 200-week moving average at 587. So that red line there, the 200-week moving average, is the key level to turn into support. If the candles pull back, you want to see that 587 to $6 level hold. You know, that would be the key level to bounce off, and then to the upside, you know, the big resistance levels to break are going to be right up here in the $9 zone, and then you have the high close up here at 11. So yeah, some key resistance zones to bust through. So this is a really nice move. If it can stay above 6, it could push back up there to that $10, $11 range. Okay, let's look at NVDA. This has been an epic stock, just on a super long uptrend for you know, just been a great long-term investment. The candles are just riding EMA 4 support higher here on this daily chart. You know, it's been riding above that level for multiple days. You know, it has come down, tested the middle Bollinger Band, and that level held. As long as the middle Bollinger Band's holding, like it did on these prior attempts, a test of support, the uptrend's intact. And now the middle Bollinger Band's currently at 210. If that breaks, you could see a drop down to the 50-day simple moving average that's currently at 196, similar to these candles back here. So yeah, that could be a big drop between 210 and 196. So it needs to continue holding that middle Bollinger Band. As long as that middle Bollinger Band is holding, you know, the long-term signal is to keep riding. You know, this has been you know, just a heck of a play. It's trying to break out higher here. You could see the high close resistance level was the closing price here. And that there was a close above that level on Friday, so that is signaling more upside potential for NVDA. If you look here at the monthly chart, you can see it's just been on this awesome multi-year run. The middle Bollinger Band turned into support back here in 2013. And then it's just broke out higher. So it got above the 50 and the 100-month moving averages, and then it's just been riding EMA 4 support for multiple months, even the last several years. You know, you have to go way down here into 2015 to see the last close below EMA 4 on the 15-minute chart. You know, it tested that level a couple times, but it's been holding. So as long as EMA 4 at 195 is holding, the long-term swing trade signal is to keep riding. Now, if there's a close below that level, it could drop down to the EMA 8 at 171. As long as the middle Bollinger Band way down here at 111 is holding, this uptrend's intact. That would just be a big drop between EMA 4 and the middle Bollinger Band. You know, this has been a nice multi-month, multi-year uptrend. If you look, though, the one bearish divergence is declining volume. So volume has been decreasing as the share price is rising. So keep an eye on that. Let's look at DPW. Okay, yeah, this formed a very odd candle on Friday. It formed the black spinning top. You know, it's got you know, it's always difficult to chart when they form odd candles like this, and this is just an odd chart in itself. There was a gap up open between Wednesday and Friday, and so there is a space between the chart between high of day on Wednesday and low of day on Friday. Now the share price on Friday, it actually ended up running after hours, and so the share price is currently way up here at 107. So it's busting above the high from June, And so what happened was, notice the long lower wick on Friday's candle. A long black candle was forming, and the bulls were able to drive the share price off of low of day. Now the 15-minute chart for DPW remained bullish the entire day. It never closed below the middle Bollinger Band. So that was a signal that was still in play, but this candle here was a red flag. It signaled indecision and that the candles could possibly work back into the bands. If they do work back in the bands, that EMA 4 at 69 is that first support level. Now if you look at the DPW weekly chart, you can see the break here above the 50-week moving average. It's way down here. The moving averages were all converged between 54 and 68 down here. And so there was a break this week above all the moving averages, and it closed right at that 200-week moving average at 81. That's the red line. And it closed right below the 300-week moving average at 85. If you see a close above this blue line for the week, that's going to be very bullish. That's going to signal more upside potential. If it can stay above that level, it could head higher. And then the dollar land's always a big level to break. You know, there's a couple of key resistance levels. You have the high close right here from back here in August of 2016. So that's about 95 cents or so, 97. And then above that, you know, the dollar land level is always a big level to break. You can see 2015, it was big resistance. So 85 dollar land, get above that, then it could really get running. And you can see the prior high was way up here at about 205. And so that would be the target if it can get above that 85 and dollar land level. Okay, let's look at HPE. Hewlett Packard has been, you know, they're saying, okay, so this is Bitcoin blockchain related, but it's not really, you know, participating in the big rally here. And so if you look down here at the big candle on Wednesday, notice the long lower wick on Wednesday's candle, and then check out the big volume bar. So it does look like there was some heavy loading on HPE. So we're going to see if it can work its way back into the up to that middle Bollinger Band currently here at 1363. Notice how the moving averages are all converged here. You've got EMA 4, 8, 13, the middle Bollinger Band, which is the 20-day simple moving average, and the 200 and 100-day simple moving averages all converge between 1347 and 1380. The top one here is the 100-day simple moving average. If you can get above 1380, you could see a run up here to the 50-day simple moving average. Notice how it ran to that level the last time and it failed to get above. That's the huge level on this chart. If it can get back above that 50-day simple moving average, then you could possibly see it break through this upper Bollinger Band and run back up to this 15 resistance zone. So keep an eye on HPE. You know, the 15-minute chart here is heating up. As you can see here, there was the big volume. Notice the load. So this looks like loading down here. You know, people filled up the boat here in that 12 to 13 range. It looks like. Look at the big volume bars. So it looks like bottom feeders were loading, and then they're trying to push the share price higher. Notice there was another big volume spike right before the close, and that was the day before Thanksgiving. There was no trading on Thanksgiving, and this was Friday's action. And you can see, you know, there wasn't as much volume. It was a lighter volume day, but the uptrend continued. And so you've got this nice channel going here. And so notice the candles have worked their way back up to this red line. And this red line is the bottom of the gap. There's a gap between low of day on back here on the 21st and high of day on the 22nd. And so if it can break above this bottom of the gap level, 1340, then it could really get moving. Notice that it's trying to turn the green line into support. That's the 50 simple moving average at 1333. So if you see it above 1333, that's going to signal HPE is in play. And then if it can get above 1350 here, this 1350 zone, 1350 and 1354, that'll really be bullish. That's the 200 and 300 simple moving averages. And then the top moving average level is up here at the 100 simple moving average at 1367. Once above that, then we'll be looking for a potential gap fill up here at 1410. A run up to about 1410 would fill the gap. So keep an eye on HPE. All right, thank you very much for viewing this video. Bitcoin is currently hitting close to 10,000. You know, everybody was calling it. You know, who didn't? You know, lots of people were saying that, but we did say that as well. You know, when it was at 5,000, we said it was heading to 10, and we said that again at 7,000, and now the 10,000 is right here. It's just pretty amazing. Congrats, everyone. Come check us out in our chat. We've got a crypto chat going. We're discussing all these Bitcoin and blockchain related stocks and yeah, and the currencies themselves. Okay, thank you.